25, and I'm on different software today, so I don't know if it's even working. I have no idea. So y'all let me know if it's working, because I do not know. Um, it StreamYard, I told y'all last time, was going crazy and raising prices double, so I dropped them, and I was looking for another one that was basically in the $50 range. It's it, just $50. I'll happily spend $50 if it does all the things that StreamYard did. And I found another one that I think does it, and we'll just have to see here. Let's see. We will, and I don't have it up here yet because I want to make sure everything works before I put it on. So we've got a good evening. Okay, that works. Hello, King. I just want to make sure. I want to see if I'm streaming on all the platforms, because it says I am. Live stream. Oh, it says I'm live right now on this one. Let's see. Recording in progress. What the heck is that? Really, Rex? Can you be still? And this might actually be. Okay, that looks like it's going to play an ad. Okay, I don't need that. This might actually. Okay. Might actually be the shortest live stream I've ever done, too, because I'm expecting a phone call for a delivery that they're supposed to call 1 hour before they deliver. It's between the hours of 12 and 5, and naturally it's 4 o'clock, and I haven't received the phone call. So, yeah, that'll be fun. And it's something that I have to go get at the gate because it's huge. Would you kindly quit clicking your paws? But hopefully everything is working. We got there's so much for you to unpack and demystify. Ooh, it's working. Wait, what just happened? Is it full screen? It is full screen, right? Spotlight. Oh, that's weird. Why did it do that? Okay. Also, the beginning of how it even I don't even know if I'm streaming on X. It probably doesn't matter, but it says I am, doesn't it? Yes, I am. Cool. I'm hosting. The brain has completely left the building because there's 400 things. Let me see if I can move this over. That'll make me a lot happier that I can see on the screen now. Oh, yeah, the process for starting this whole thing, normally I just click kind of, go live, and it says, you're live. Okay, oh, cool. But then this, okay, so I don't need to do that. And I can go now into full screen mode. And I can go there. Okay, cool. So the intro, or the startup, instead of go live, it was like boop, 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 boop. And each one of the lives that I was starting up was like processing. I'm like, am I live or not? What is it? Am I sitting here? I have no idea how long y'all were sitting there watching me go. I don't know. You just never know. Hopefully the audio is good. Hopefully everything else is good. We do have the comments up on the screen. Hello, Jason. Is it a gift for me? Yes, it's a gift for you. It's arriving by 18-wheeler, and it's something that my wife can't pick up. So I'll put it in the mail right to you. Jeff Egan. Hello, Jeff Egan. How are you? Sup? Man, I'm so on the fence on the little Mac Mini M4. So want it. My problem is I want it now, but nobody carries the higher RAM in stock. You all have to custom order that. And I feel like 16 gig, if I'm going to buy another Mac Mini, it's not going to be 16 gig. All the good stuff. And we got, I get Holler Faller? What? I got to figure out how to make that larger. That is so much smaller than I need it to be. Can I make that smaller? I can't make that smaller. I can't make that smaller. Guess I just need to get a bigger iPad, I guess. So I'm assuming everybody is on YouTube right now. I can't tell if anybody's on Facebook or if anybody's on X or Rumble or Twitch. It's okay. We'll make do. Wait, I think Woodford, you're on Facebook, aren't you? Oh, hello, fella. Yes, always seems the case with the cheap Mac. Yeah, and I understand that they I understand that they want to only stock certain ones in the stores. And we have a store, they stock all the, basically the ones that you start with on the main page. Those are all stocked. However, why don't they ever have one that's like moderately configured? Like, I would think the base model with 32 gigs of RAM would be incredible because it's the base model. You can always add more with Thunderbolt drives, like you said, Jeff, on your video. And 32 gig of RAM, since you can't upgrade it, that's fine. So 256 gig SSD, totally fine for the operating system. But I'll have 32 gigs, so I'll have a machine that's more usable. Why not make one of those? Instead, they're like, oh, 24 gig. No, I don't want 24 gig. Give me a little more. The other thing I have not figured out, with the economies of scale, why in the world aren't they just putting 10 gig Ethernet in every desktop? I mean, really, it's not that much more expensive anymore. I believe the quantity cost of 10 gig port and chipset over the 1 gig is like $25 difference right now. So why doesn't Apple just put 10 gig in? Because why wouldn't you want 10 gig? What's the purpose? It will do everything else. Makes no sense. Jeff says, I actually haven't been able to get my Mini to use Swap yet, but when I'm using DaVinci, I don't really have anything else open. Oh, and you should not. I mean, with 16 gig, you should not. However, pull up some raw video, Jeff, and watch where the fun happens. Raw video, I think the processor and the GPU, because of their speed improvements, I think it should handle everything quite well, but I think the RAM is what's going to get you on that. And Jason says, I am. Indeed you am. And Jeff says, once you go past the 16 gig, or can honestly would just be for the M4 Pro. And I mean, the M4 Pro, I mean, it sucks because like I do that little incrementalism. You know, you're like, I want 32 gig. And then you're like, you know, it'd be really nice to have the Thunderbolt 5 just to be on the next level. And then every single time I take the $500 Mac Mini and now it's $2,000. I wish that was a little bigger. How can I get this screen bigger? That sucks. Because I got it on my iPad so I can see. But this, what is studio mode? Oh, I know what that is. This program doesn't let me pop out the chat, which sucks. So I can't read it as clearly. And man, is there a way to? Yeah, I could click it, I guess, and then full screen it. That's kind of dumb. Let's see what Jeff said. Now I can read it. Once you go past 16 gig RAM, I would honestly just go for the M4 Pro. Yeah, I hear that. Let's see here. This is dumb having to click every single thing. Chad, hello. Had the opportunity to shoot with my new C400. Let me say, it is one beautifully crafted piece of equipment. Football. The image coming from the sensor is fantastic. Cheers. Yeah, I was very impressed with it. I would love to spend a little more time with it. The little amount of time that I got to spend with it, the Film Tools folks, I was pretty impressed with it. It was pretty amazing. Jeff Fagan says, let me enlarge it so I can see it. I've been editing 6K R3D still at 12. That's interesting. My review edits, I'm regularly consuming around 40 gig on my timeline. Maybe it's because you have yours set at 720p or 1080p for your timeline. I'm now doing 4K on there. It's possible that could be it. But, I mean, like you said, and like Resolve works, you can edit at a lower timeline and just at the very end switch it. You don't even have to do that. The only thing, so when you're doing that, as long as when you export on the delivery page at the very bottom, you say there's 2 checkboxes you have to check. Use decode in the highest resolution possible and or highest quality possible, and then use footage in the highest resolution possible. As long as those 2 are checked, you don't actually have to convert your timeline from 1080 to 4K. It will do it in 4K and use 4K. The only thing that won't will be your titles or anything that is tracking. If you're doing tracking, which, I mean, if you're doing tracking, you probably don't want to be doing it in 1080 and up it, because your tracking will be off a little bit. But titles and graphics and that kind of stuff will be still at 1080. But honestly, if you're on 4K and a 1080 title pops up, are you going to go, wait, that title's in 1080? I don't think anybody would notice. Yeah, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But dude, my video this weekend, holy smokes, OWC Thunderbolt 4 drive. Yes, the OWC Thunderbolt 4 drive is crazy fast all the way through. And I really am looking forward now to some Thunderbolt 5's goodness, because now we should be able to get some NVMe RAID zeros and get some fast storage. Looking forward to it. Curmudgeon, hello, Skybulk. I'm glad I caught it. Well, I'm glad you caught it too. And Rob, you and Jeff, both of you, since both of y'all do lives. Well, Jeff, you haven't done a live in a while. Shame on you, Jeff. But Rob, you do. This new software that I'm using, or the new streaming software, is called EV Mux. Is that the... Seems kind of silly that I've EV Mux, EVMUX. It is the same price as, it's the same price as, I wonder if I could change these. It's the same price as StreamYard used to be, but you actually can get 9 channels, or 9 play destinations, and everything else works. Plus you get things like this. I'm going to try to do this. So now we can play Let's Spin the Wheel. That's right. We got Spinning the Wheel, and let's give it a spin. All right, for our game show. Let's see what we've won. We've won interactive Stream Deck. Those are things that you can do, which are pretty cool. They also have like soundboards, which I know you've all been looking for. And thank you. So now you can do that kind of stuff, and you can play music in the background. It's got actually a lot more stuff than StreamYard does. So I'm pleased for that. Not pleased that I can't pop out my video, though. That kind of sucks. But EV Mux, look that one up and give it a shot. Hello, Mr. Talbot. Hello, Santa. Yes, Santa indeed. And just for everybody here, if I do get the phone call, well, chances are, if I get the phone call, we've still got an hour, because they're supposed to call an hour beforehand. How much you want to bet they just leave it at the front gate and don't even call? Yeah, gotta love delivery. How are you, Brandon? Jeff says, let's see here. I gotta size it. Man, it's just slightly too small, because there's the scenes on the left that I want to get rid of, and it won't let me. I'm in 1080p, and that's definitely it. Yep. Could be, yeah. Great to know it saves a step. Oh yeah. You definitely don't have to do it. And I mean, there are times if you're doing any kind of fusion work, you want to be in the right timeline when you export. If you're doing like tracking of things like facial tracking, You might want to be in the higher resolution. Also, think about any kind of masking that you do. If you are, you have those nice dark shadow right here, you want to lighten it up with a little bit in color correction. That tracking and all of that is actually in 1080 if you're in 1080, and it will stay that way. So those are the things that you want to kind of look out for. Oh, hey, Brandon. Yep. Thunderbolt 5, yes. Thunderbolt 5. So Thunderbolt 4 and beyond or before have all had an inherent problem, and that is it's 40 gigabits of speed that you get through the connection. But data transfer, file transfer, has always been limited to 28 gigabit. And that sucks because that's why we can't get 4,000 megabytes a second out of our Thunderbolt 5 or 4 drives. We can only get 2,800. It ramps up to about 3,000, and that's it. With Thunderbolt 5, it's 120 gigabits with 100 available for file transfer. Yes, 100 gigabits a second, that's a lot. That's a lot. We're going to have some fun with Thunderbolt 5. And Thunderbolt 5 is only available on the Mac M4 Pro. Hey there, buddy. Yep. Reporting for duty. Different note, just got to the full module 8. Oh, okay, there we go. Different note, just got to the full module 8 set to test. Very excited. They're fun, aren't they? Aren't they? They're funny. Oh, here we got a question from someone I have not talked to yet. Wine on the Dime. Hello, Wine on the Dime. Wait. We have we not spoken before? Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. Needing help choosing my upgrade for my channel. Currently, I have a T7i. I'm looking for at the R7, the FX30, or the A6700. Any clear winner in your opinions? I would ask you, how many lenses do you have for the Canon T7? I asked that. It's not really that big of a deal because that's EF. You can adapt EF to any of those. In my opinion of those, I would scratch the A6700 and I would look at the R7 and the FX30. I would probably gear towards the FX30 if you're doing video only. If you are doing stills as well, if you're shooting both ways, then I would probably go towards the R7. In either case, if your lenses, if you have generic kit lenses and you just have one or two, I wouldn't consider it a big deal. But if you bought and you splurged for a really nice Canon EF L glass, then you can convert that with a Metabones adapter to either the FX30, or if you use the Canon RF adapter, you can go straight on to the R7. I've owned the R7, I've owned the FX30. Both of them I liked a lot. I think the FX30, is a little bit better. It's a little more compact. It's a little more fun to video with. It's a little more forgiving in a lot of ways than the R7. The R7 is higher resolution stills though, so you have to kind of take the good and the bad there. The FX30 will do some stills, but it won't do long exposure. So kind of weigh that. So tell me, are you shooting video all the time and no stills, or is there kind of a mix? And then also, what kind of glass do you have? And we'll see if we get you some better answers. Wine on the Dime, just get in there. Yeah, just jump all the way. Go all the way to the top. Brandon says, can't wait to get that M4. Oh, man. When the M4 Ultra comes out next summer, it's going to be incredible. Your audio went out. It did? Is it still back? Is my audio there? Hello? Test. Oh, I see audio. Huh. You sure my audio went out? It could be my connection. You never know. The King says, M4 Ultra is tempting, but I may go with the MacBook M4 Max this time around. So Here's my take on that, King. The M1 Max MacBook Pro 16-inch, it came out, and then a little bit later we got the M1 Ultra Studio. The MacBook Pro back then was a huge jump from everything before. When the Ultra came out, it wasn't twice as fast, but it was considerable. What I would think now, though, because of how much faster everything is, I think the Ultra is going to be twice as fast as the M4 Max. I think it's going to be pretty substantial. We will have to see, though. A6700 stinks as a video-only camera unless you are better burst photos. I actually started to like taking photos on my FX30. FX30 is fine for photos. It's a 24 megapixel. It's 24 megapixels, right? Pretty sure. But it does not have bulb mode, and so long exposure, you will miss a few things. It is definitely set up for video, but you got to weigh that. And then Jeff 7, R7 had too many limitations for me. I love the image. The image was very nice, and it was a solid camera. It was the standard Canon body. I was able to use all 30 of my Canon batteries that I have. And the 32 or 33 megapixel, it was considerable. A lot of megapixels on that one. Very nice image. I think it did close to 7K time lapse, which is always something for me. Yeah, it's I just think the FX30 is just slightly better, but also I would say that I don't tell you what to do on this channel. I give you my opinions on what I know from what I have or have experienced or what have you, and I want you to make your own decision. Hello, the beard is coming back. How much does it cost you? The beard does not cost me much except for wife nagging, where she doesn't like it. Although she might be a little more forgiving now because I told her it was very cold in Alaska. So you never know. Audio's good. Good you. Rob says, I hear you. I got you. Yeah, it's all man. Sorry. Brandon, you switch over to your goggles and forget to do something. Wine on the Dime says, I mostly do video, wine reviews, winery reviews, nice, thumbnails, a few stills at the winery, etc. I have a Canon 50mm 1.8 and a Takina 11-16 2.8, nice. That's what I use on 98% of my shots. Both of those are good. They're not kit lenses by any stretch. And both of those will work well on either camera. Autofocus will work on both cameras with the correct adapters. The Metabones is the one I would use, but there are some cheaper ones for Sony. And then the straight up Canon one, which is like $100, I think, will work perfectly for the R7. Batteries are not really a concern for you because your T7 does not use the same batteries. So it's not like you're going to save any money by going to the R7. The R7 does use the standard LP6E or E6 Canon battery, which there's a bazillion of them out there. So, you won't have any affordability issues with that. The Sony batteries are the bigger batteries on that one. They last a long time too. My gut tells me if I were to choose between those two, I would probably jump on the FX30 just because I thought the image out of it looked really good, especially with, they introduced a new color space in there that looks really good. What's it called? Oh man. It basically was the Venice look that they kind of put in there. What is it called? Come on, cinema, yeah, whatever. But it was very nice. I enjoyed shooting on that. You can shoot at S-Log3 and get fantastic dynamic range out of that camera. I did do a full review on that one. I didn't do one on the R7, but I encourage you to go back because I had a conundrum when I bought the FX30. I bought it and didn't like it. And because I didn't like it, I didn't do a review. But then I started liking it. And so then I kept it. And I didn't return it. I went past my window. So then I was like, okay, well, I'll do a review because I don't buy things and return it and do the reviews because that's not cool. And I started really liking it. And it was this real problem for me. Ultimately, it was the stills that got me. Why I didn't ultimately keep it. I ended up selling it. Because I couldn't do bulb mode. And then I got completely out of Sony because I was in the world of red and just switching everything to red and just shooting exclusively on red. So it was all the above. Well, and Canon, I switched to the Canon stills because it's RF, and then red gets bought by Nikon, and so it's like, now I got to think about Nikon, and yeah, it's a fun little dance we all seem to do. No, thank you for your help, and thank you for your question. That's mighty nice of you. Where are you at? I can't see how many people we have. Why won't it tell me? I think it should tell me somewhere. And I really like the. Is there any? Oh, it does show me right there. Well, I want to show me elsewhere. Oh, that's cool. I can hold it like that. That's fine. And I don't need that. Okay, well, we'll just keep it like that then. Brendan says 20. But there's more than 20. Because, let me see if I can pop this one up. There we go. We can see them up there. I can't see them because they're so freaking small. So we have 21 on YouTube. We have 4 on Facebook. We have 7 on X. Nice. And not a single one on Rumble, which is exactly to be expected. We'll put that back there. Here on YouTube. Yes, indeed. Indeed. I wish I could just... So I'm using... I can't move that, can I? What is that? Back to dashboard. No, I definitely don't want to do that. I'm on my iPad here. This is the iPad 8. I don't know, it's like the 10-inch, 10.5 inch, and it's sitting on my teleprompter. And I'm using software to extend it over there. And it's just, the font is just small enough. What happens? Oh man, this is probably going to mess it all up. What if I go larger in the font? Oh boy. Oh, what is the stupid key? What is the key? Zoom in. Oh, it worked. Oh, it worked. Oh, I can go one more. Let me do one more. Oh, I can read them. Wow. Now I can only see 3 comments. That's so funny. But now I can read them. Brendan says, Scott, DSMC2 question. Can you send a LUT through the HDMI so I can see it on a live stream? Yes, you can. With DSMC2, you can. All you need to do is go into the HDMI. Oh boy, I'm trying to remember. Different menu system, but you're going to go into the HDMI out, and you're going to say apply 3DL, apply. Oh man, where is it? It's apply 3DL. Basically, it's saying apply the color settings from the color pipeline page. And that's where you can do that. All right, let's see here. Oh, there we go. Oh boy, this is going to be my first test here, Fearless Syntax, because I can only see a little bit of time. Okay, so hi Scott, just learned that Freewell K2 and the Nisi True Color are V&Ds made of 2 linear polarizers. Polar Pro are made of 2 circular polarizers. Continued. Yes. It seems that the disadvantage of dual circular is that they create color shifts depending on the strength of light, rotation of filter, and light incidence angle, 90 degrees. Problematic. Yes. So it seems that the dual linear is the better combination in terms of avoiding artifacts, unless you need to add a polarizer. Could you elaborate on that and shed some light on the science behind the V&Ds and how they work? Sure. I can share to the point that I know. I can tell you what I believe from that point, and then everything else is speculation. So yes, if you take an ND, a linear polarizer, and you put it in front of your put it in front of your screen, then you are polarizing. You're allowing light to only come through in a straight line, so to speak. If you take 2 of them and you line them up and they're both in the same line, then the light comes straight through. As you turn it, you're slowly cutting out some of the light. And then as you go to 90 degrees, basically you've cut all that light completely. With linear polarizers, if you take a linear and a linear and you turn it, you cannot use a polarizer. I'm trying to remember my situation here. If it uses 2 linears, you cannot use a linear polarizer in front of it to do polarization. And I don't think you can use the circular. And the color shift is not necessarily from that. It really has to do with the purposes of the polarizer, the coating. So if you design the coatings appropriately, you won't get that color shift. And that is kind of the art to those. If they just take 2 and put them together, you're definitely going to get that color shift. I'm trying to remember. One of them is forever, and the other one is negotiable. And I don't recall which one is which. But that's the gist of it as to the positives and negatives of each. And I honestly can't remember which is which on which one. Yeah. I'll have to rethink, see if it comes to my brain. I'm testing OG Vista Primes. Awesome glass. Which image quality do you prefer, Otis or Vistas? I like the Vistas out of that. I think Otis has the sharpest, cleanest, nicest contrast image. However, Otis is like a prettier version of a Sigma. And Sigma is pretty lifeless. It's super surgical and sharp and nice contrast, but lifeless. Otis, a little nicer, a little better based on like a Sigma look. Taquinas, they're a little more, not a whole lot, but a little more artsy in there, a little more emotion in the glass. I'm going to drop this down one zoom out. There we go. A little more. My brain is going a million miles an hour because there's phone calls that are not happening and all kinds of stuff. You get wow. Where's my brain? I'm seriously trying to come up with a word. The Vistas, there's a little more character involved in there with the flaring. The contrast is a little softer or a little flatter. You get a little bit of that hint of rainbow in a Vista when you get some harsh flaring in there. They're just more of a, I would call them an everyday use. If you put a Sigma on a love story, it would just feel weird. You would definitely want filtration in front of it. However, Vistas, the OGs, I don't really think of a situation that they won't work well in. They may not be 100% suited. There's always a good lens that fits, but there's no negative really to a Vista in any situation. It just has enough art, enough sharpness. It's pretty phenomenal. Plus Vistas, there's a bazillion of them. Now, because everybody were saying, or a lot of people were saying, well, the Vistas are very nice, but they don't have enough character. And they were all going in there, removing coatings. They were removing the flocking on the inside of the lens or the black coating and making it reflective so that you get a lot more like internal flaring. They would magically call them their own lenses. They're not Takinas at all. What are you talking about? But we charge 4 times as much. That's where you get the newer Vistas. Those are basically, they're like, we can do that too. And the Vista 1s were like the first foray into that. And I love the Vista 1s. I thought they were great. I don't think they sold as well as they thought. 180 degree rule. Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing well too. What if we stop thinking of ourselves as filmmakers and start thinking of ourselves as manufacturers? I don't know about that 100. I don't know if I can get on board with that. And here's the reason why. Ford makes pickup trucks. Ford designs the pickup trucks. Ford tests the pickup trucks. Ford does everything to do with the pickup trucks. Now, Ford says, we're not muffler people. We know what muffler we want. We'll have Joe's Mufflers make our mufflers. And Ford will say, you know what? We're not tire people. We're not tire people. We're going to have Goodyear or Firestone make our tires. We know what tires we want. So Goodyear, in that sense, they're just a manufacturer. They're just making a part for Ford. Joe's Mufflers is just making the muffler that Ford asked for. They're not really putting anything new into it. They're not saying, you know, we like your muffler idea, but we have a better muffler idea. We think it'll work. And Ford's like, stay in your lane, bro. Joe, just you know, we design the mufflers. Where I'm going with that is, I don't feel like I am a manufacturer. I would almost argue that an editor might be a manufacturer, but an editor has also editorial control too. I feel like we are a design shop more than we are manufacturers. I don't know. Let me hear your thoughts on that. Johnny Pets, hello. Hey, Scott, hope you're well. Don't think I've caught a stream since I saw you at NAB, man. It's been a while. Hope you are doing fantastic. I'm kind of ecstatic, and I'm also slightly disheveled because the Starship is going to launch possibly on Monday, which I'm super excited for, and I am going to drive down and go see it. However, a friend has an inside person who says that they're watching a few things and it may get pushed to Tuesday. So I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I am going to quite literally bring every camera I have there, which is hilarious because I literally packed up a whole bunch of stuff. I'm going to be shooting 8K, 8K, 6K, 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 4K, 4K, 4K. I'm bringing it all, and 360, just because I think it'll be fun. And I'm just going to do a bunch of different shots. I feel like I've got V-Raptor Super 35. I'm going to put that on my 100 to 500, and I'm going to shoot that so that I found where I'm going to be 300 millimeters is going to give me approximately what I'm looking for, which means I'll have a little bit of stretch that I can do to get when it's in the air. And I'm going to track with the V-Raptor. I'm going to have Komodo X and Komodo on the ground pulling some different shots, a master wide, although I'll probably have the Nikon Z8 do the master wide. I'll probably be having the Komodo shooting slow-mo for global shutter, or Komodo X, slow-mo global shutter, probably punched in as far as I can go. And I don't know. It's tough. I might put the, instead of the 100 to 500, I'm on the, I think I will. Yeah, okay. So that's what I'll do. I'm thinking on the fly. The Komodo X, I'll put the 100 to 500 or 150 to 500 with the 2X on it. That'll give me 1,000 millimeters, Super 35, and I'm going to punch straight in to the rocket. And I'll shoot that in slow-mo, 80 FPS. And then the V-Raptor, I will use my 70 to 200 Canon with the 2X on it. That gives me 200 to 400 of reach, which is quite good. And then the rest of them I'll have to figure out. But hey, Johnny, good to see you. I hope you're doing well, bro. Adam says, hey, Santa. I mean, Scott, looking good, but I don't see any presents under the tree. Oh, you don't, do you? It's been a frustrating week. I have not gotten the videos out that I intended to, and I have most of it done. It's just it's killing me. A couple of things, but here's a present for you, Adam. And I'm gonna be very careful in my words here. Y'all know about Black Friday sales, right? And I apologize. This is almost certainly going to be for U.S. people and possibly Canada, maybe Mexico. I don't know for sure, but we'll see. Y'all have heard of Black Friday? Well, there's a Bulk Friday coming up next Friday, where on this live stream, we will have an exclusive Bulk Friday deal. And I can't quite give you all the details now. It's not something that I can literally say. It's going to be. It has to be kind of kept secret, but only until then. But what I can tell you is this: the products that are going to be available are something that we all love and we all know, and the deal is going to be the same price as the Black Friday deal. So you're not going to be losing anything if by chance you are looking for one of these particular things. The thing, though, is that on Black Friday, only one type of these things will be at that price. On Bulk Friday, you can choose either one. And that is going to be important for let's see, how do I put that? Let's just say, if you're, say, an original G, Bulk Friday is the only way you're getting that incredible price. The other folks, the very important, vivacious, uh, I think there was a movie V for Vendetta. Those folks will be able to get the same deal on Bulk Friday and Black Friday. But the original G's, you know what I'm saying? You won't have that option on Black Friday. So that's all I can say. I will say up front and honest, I'm not getting anything from this. I'm doing this just because I think the company is awesome and I enjoy sharing that kind of stuff. And I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm not saying who the company is, but they share a lot of my core values, and so it's a small little thing. It's not huge. We'll almost call it nano. That we can do here to help have a little fun. So if you are one of those people, one of the original G's, or one of the Vendetta people, or the vivacious, I wish I could do that whole vaudeville, all the V for Vendetta one. If you're one of those and you really prefer your very, very tiny things, your nano kind of things, I think there was a song I wrote. Well, AI actually wrote it, but yeah, those. So next Friday, there will be a code that you can use that will get you a tremendous discount. There will not be a bigger discount, but you'll be able to use it all the way. It's kind of funny because there's 3 places you can get them from. One of them closes as soon as we start the live stream, but it will be from Friday at our live stream all the way through Sunday midnight. You'll be able to order using this code through one of these retailers, your choice. So I'm just throwing that out there. I am going to advertise it a little bit out there on the socials, letting people know about it, but I can't really say much of anything. It would be really wrong for me to let the cat out of the bag. I have to be careful. It is important because I don't want to blow it for you guys. But like I said, I don't get anything from it. I'm not getting free product on it. I'm not getting a commission on it. It's literally, it was like, hey, would you be interested? And I'm like, I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let's do that. And that way, all of you can get something really cool. And they're like 2 different ones. Like one of them's medium size and one of them is large, but they're both ultra compact. It's like nano in size. So yeah, I think you get it. So just be on the lookout for that. And please join the live stream next Friday. And be sure to share and let people know, hey, there's going to be a serious Bulk Friday sale. And we'll have a little fun with that. But thank you, Adam, for giving me a segue. My Christmas tree. See, don't I look like Scott Calvin on Tim Allen one? Okay, thank you. Robert Starling says, hey, Scott Grizz, happy Friday from the Lighthouse Point in Florida. Hey, I woke up this morning to 35 degrees. How about you, Robert? It was 95 degrees. Get your butt to Florida. We have 2 to 4 launches a week. I know, but your launches are kind of small. Yours is kind of small. I'm not saying anything bad by that, but Starship is kind of huge. So yeah, I've got to do that. Plus, this is the last one for this year, and I don't know if I will be in Texas that the next launch. I might be in Alaska already. So this is my chance. This is my moment. This is my opportunity. And I can take the van down there and have a lot of fun. I did, Robert. I did catch the space shuttle. It was Discovery, one of the last ones. I was down there in Florida, and I filmed it with a 7D on a really bad tripod. We didn't even know it was launching, and we were at Disney World, and we were like, oh, "Wait, it's launching! Let's go down there and see it." And I am so glad we did. But yeah, you can find that video way back on my channel, but it's hilarious. Good old 1080p. 180-degree rule says Ford is no different than A24. Both approve a concept based on a targeted segment of the market. Fair. Provide as much as they can in-house and or outsource the parts from specialized manufacturers. But Ford could. Well, Ford designs the whole thing. But in some places, they may not. For instance, I think GM says, hey, Bose, can y'all help us design some radios, the kind of thing. In some respects, I don't know. I suppose there's an argument to be made on that. And maybe we should have Friday debates where we just choose a topic and we debate. And maybe we have a guest on that we could debate back and forth. And that might be fun. I hear you. Feral Syntax says, so which of the new VND filters do you have experience with and or recommend? Do you always use a matte box? Do you think the screw-in VND filters to keep the footprint small continued? Whoops, scroll too far. Paul Bloom recommends the Freewell K2s because it is 2 linear polarizers and can completely avoid color shift and artifacts. Nisi True Color also has 2 linears, but you can't move both filters independently in order to control unwanted polarization. So you have to unscrew the filter and rotate it a bit. I hear you. And as it continued, the problem with the Freewell K2 is that you can't use with the matte box. Correct. What I own and use and have used, I own the Breakthrough filters drop-ins. I highly recommend those. There is virtually 0 color shift on those. There was a ton of work put into those to make sure there was no color shift and there's no X pattern. And those will work with a linear polarizer on the front. They are drop-ins, and they work with, if you're using the Canon RF to EF mount, they drop into that mount using the standard Canon, or if you're using PL from RF, then it drops in with their Cinema DFM module. If you are not using RF, you're a little more limited. They make Breakthrough. I'm going through the list here. I'm not solely just going to talk about Breakthrough, but Breakthrough is really good company. Breakthrough does make a single slot 4mm drop-in matte box variable ND with the same technology as those little ones. Obviously, it's bigger and more expensive. They make that as well. So you can use that with a matte box. I'm going to turn on my fan here so I can enjoy my prop, since clearly they're not calling an hour before they deliver. They're like, yeah, we don't have to. So the Canon drop-in variable NDs are horrible. Do not look at them. The Mofage, I was not too terribly impressed with the Mofage drop-in VNDs. Some people like them. I do not. I don't think they're absolutely horrible like the Canon ones are. I just don't think they're spectacular. Let me just put it that way. You can also look at Revar Cine. I'm pretty sure, wow, that is a bad cutter. Revar has, let's see if he does. Pretty sure he does. Because I know Ryan, and he's been on here, and he talked about these, so we all know. So they have the Rotopola. They do have their variable ND. Yep. With the Rototray, so it works the same way. And Revar is good stuff. I have several of theirs. Hold on, I'm just trying to make sure I don't get the phone call. If I do get the phone call, I will just mute me. So please don't think my audio is bad. Just like this. Let's see, who else? Variable NDs. So let's see, you mentioned another one. I want to make sure I got to it. Freewell. I don't have any experience with the Freewells. The Nices, I don't have any experience with their variables either. I will use combinations of everything. For the most part, if I'm shooting on one of the bigger cameras, I'm almost always using a matte box. So if I'm using a matte box, it's very easy for me to just be using front drop-in filter, or not drop-in, but standard 4x5s, in which case I don't use a variable. If I'm using really fast and compact and light, then my matte box will probably be like the Misfit Atom, which is very small and rubber. In those cases, I'm typically using the drop-in from Breakthrough. Okay, I think I answered all of those, but if I didn't, feel free to step up and say, bro. I think filmmaking in the mid to low budget level will be like broadcast. A bunch of shows and a bunch of, what was that? Oh, I can see it bigger. Oh, this is awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. Now, hold on. I'm going to go up here and shrink this down. I just found something cool. There's a little, when I select it right here, there's a giant little magnifying glass, so I can make the question bigger. Now my day is made. And it's all your fault, 180-degree rule, because I accidentally hovered over you. Okay, I think filmmaking in the mid to low budget level will be like broadcast. A bunch of shows and a bunch of employees showing up at 9 to 5, pulling focus, directing, writing, acting, etc. It can be, but where's the art in that? And I hear you, that's the connection you're trying to make, because they're like that. And I'll be honest, it's kind of why I have been, well, it is part of the reason for my delays in my reviews getting out, is because I felt trapped with my format of the reviews. I like getting the concise information out there, that a script and everything, but I feel like my tangents and my explanations that I can deep dive into probably help people a lot more than well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. Y'all can agree or disagree. Y'all can let me know. Y'all are my true fans. But I was feeling trapped into my scripts, and that's why I was kind of changing it up. And I don't want to do the last couple of ones where I was kind of free doing everything with a couple of notes. I want to get more with an outline, but then let me talk free. Because I felt like the 9 to 5 there, 180, and I didn't like that. That's not me. Curmudge. It's nice. And if y'all don't know Curmudgeon, y'all should definitely watch the Curmudgeon. Maybe someday I might even appear on the Curmudgeon channel. Something. Maybe, I don't know, maybe a sneak peek or something. Speaking of which, I need some footage, Rob. Up here, you get to see all different military aircraft flying about. Just had some Black Hawks. We get Black Hawks like crazy over here, and we get the Chinooks. Uh, we only ever get T-134s for trainers. My favorite military aircraft of all times happens to be stationed in Alaska, so I am very much looking forward to that. The F-22s. Although I also really like the B-52s, the big UFF buffs. Fearless Index Polar Pro Chroma Peter McKinnon V&D contains two circular polarized, so can introduce color shifts. Uh, Polar Pro has not been a brand that I speak highly of. I don't think they're junk, but I don't. I don't know. I've not had a lot of. I've not had a lot of blow me away experiences with them. And I mean, I would love for them to prove me wrong. I got no problem with that. I'm happy to test it, but I have not had that kind of awesome feeling from theirs. And I've used quite a few of them over the years. So yeah, James Drews. Hello, James. Going to be 70 in Naples at 7 a.m. And you probably will have a package at 7 a.m. too. King says, I love being able to blow this. It's so nice. Are you a fan of Takina filters? Okay. So, Takina NDs, they're IRNDs. I like them, but they have one flaw in my brain that I cannot let go. And I have several friends that owned them. And when I showed them what I saw, it's like spoiling Santa Claus. And yeah, it can't be unseen. And what? Where is he? Oh, okay. Oh, is he at the front? Okay. Uh, okay, 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Just seriously. Okay. Oh boy, it's going to be loud too. I got to figure out how to mute this too. Because they're still hearing my audio. Hey, how are you? Sorry about that. Okay, if y'all can hear me, I'm coming back now. Should be able to hear me now. Hopefully I'm making a link. Hey, we'll be back to the live stream here. Coming in, move, 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 move. Everybody move, 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 move. Okay, I'm back. It's fine. Everybody's good. Okay, I'm fine. Hi, how are you? Hi. Hope everybody stuck around. That was probably comedian. I feel horrible for that guy. It's on a pallet. So I was going to go back my UTV up to his truck and then we'll just pop it in there. He got the manual hand truck and was pulling it down my driveway, which is gravel. Not fun. And it's about a quarter of a mile long. So I felt so bad for that guy. I was like, let me give you a ride back up there. Oh boy. Okay. So, sorry about that. So Takina. Hey, the good thing is it didn't take very long. So we got plenty of time here. We got 32 people on. Nice. Okay. Takina. So the thing about the Takina IRNDs is they have a green tint to them. And you may not see it until you see it. And the best way I've shown people is I take my Firecrest IRNDs and I take my sorry, catching my brain here. Everything, I can remove a couple of chapters out of my brain, free up some processing time. The breakthrough, and you do an ABC test, and there's no question they're green. So it's not horribly green, but it's green. And I am not a fan of green. That's just one of my not so fans. So, next question here from Isaiah. So about those red beta updates just announced, thoughts? What do they all mean, especially the KX? Well, let me go see what was announced, because I'm not allowed to say things that, that I'm not allowed to say. So let's see what's in here. This is for Komodo. We've got onboard LCD user pages. We've got the added top button modes, function toggle, the ability to edit frames per second, shutter, and format. Oh, very nice. Gyroscope function, calibration, T-stop display support, nice. To gyro, added web UI for S3, yeah, okay. Online firmware upgrade method. Playback controls for web UI. Gain mode, nice. Added firmware update over USB, update prompt, remote shutdown command, max frame rate toggle. God, I actually don't like that button. Fixed SDI, USB Ethernet discovery. Pretty fun, huh? That was for Komodo. And I know it didn't have some of the things that people were asking for, but it's a lot, though, that was given. And then, okay, I'm making sure there. Okay, here we go. Let's see this one. So, Komodo X, we've got T-stop, yep. We've got RGB raw meters. EVS brightness, yep. Playback to camera web page. That's, yep. External tally overlays, yep. Red Pro CF Express updater. Interesting. Small D red touch support. Camera horizon to red touch. Added list filtering. Fixed DSMC3 red touch LCD magnify. Improved fan management. Interesting. Improved pre-record behavior. And then let's just check one other here. And we're going to go to here, and we're going to look for this one right here. This is VRaptor, broadcast R3D project format, playback to camera web page, yep, T-stop support, RGB raw meters, EVF brightness, EVS tally, yep, same stuff. Yep, let's check on VRaptor X just to see what is in there. And we've got, yep, all the same. Okay, so, yes. So the question is, what do they all mean, especially the KX? Let's go through the KX. What I wanted to say, and I'm glad that they're out. They have been working. They really have been working on this stuff. And Komodo's list is actually a lot longer than I was familiar with. And not everything is everything to everybody, but people will love the user pages for sure. On the Komodo X. So what do they all mean? Let's see here. RGB raw meters and histogram to video overlay. That is basically when you're doing the that's the raw meters and histogram to video overlay. Yeah, so it's improved meter for RGB on that. EVF brightness to video overlay. That I believe is just UI, just to change so you can add stuff. Add a playback to camera web page. So when you just connect to the, I've been using this since original Komodo, connecting to just on the web because it has a web server built in. Now you can play back footage, which is cool, but we'll have to make sure that it can be locked out because you don't need somebody playing back something while you're recording. And the others, Red Pro CF Express Updater. So I need to find out what that is because I think that is going to allow you to update the red, which are the Angelbird CF Express cards. Because in order to upgrade those, you have to have an actual Angelbird reader, which is a problem. And some of those red cards have been having problems. And I believe that's what that is. Camera horizon to R3D touch, to red touch, add list filtering. Yeah. So a couple of things there. In camera media updater. Yes, that's what I was just saying there. King says, Scott, how fast will you pre-order Fuji Externa or Eterna? I don't know. And so a friend of mine was involved in the development of that. And I want to reach out and see if I can get him on here to talk about it. But I don't know how much he's allowed to talk about yet. So, yeah. There is no art in that first 5 years. Pure low-budget shows using FX3s and budget LEDs via story. Did the math, gotcha. Okay. Rob says, I have some footage that I will get to you. Excellent, excellent. King says, are you reviewing Infinimat soonish? I don't believe so. I don't believe I'm necessarily their target audience. They are mostly going for rental houses on those. There was a good one from Gerald Undone, but I haven't reached out on it. I wouldn't mind doing a review on it, but I don't want to do one now. I need to wait a little while, and I may not be, it may not be the right time for that. To me, the winner there is an 8x. If you can get an 8x, I think that's awesome. Or a 10x10, that's killer. 180-degree rule says 2.5 million views daily for 4 shows literally shot in the same location. Teen females and 45-plus-year-old women devour such content in our region. Shows you what I wouldn't watch, but the money will be a lot. We will see what happens in the future, though. Everything's changing. It's kind of getting some perishable package like coho salmon. I wish. No, it's a giant rack is what it is. James says, or some lobster. No. 180 degrees says, anyway, man, I know you'll be impressed. You got in my head and learned about my region and my plan, but I'm working on it, and I will let you guys know what's up as it evolves. Very cool. Did I overlook something that you were saying? What did I... These aren't the first 5 years. Okay, where did I miss something? Did I gloss over something? I think in the filmmaking low budget, there will be like broadcast, a bunch of shows, directing, writing. Okay. Yeah, somewhere. Okay. So that's where we are. Let's see. Filmmaking here is a luxury. I want to be abundant, provide jobs, an industry where if you're not making art, then you're making bread. Well, that's okay. That's cool. And I don't disagree with that. I mean, I'd still, if I have the choice of being a DP or a director on set, I want to do that. If I have a choice of sitting at home or being a DIT on set, I'm going to be a DIT every time. They want me to gaff, they want me to grip, they want me to cam up. Oh yeah, any day on set, I love it. So yeah, I definitely feel that I would rather be making something than not something. Verla Syntax, incoming test on Blackmagic 6K versus Komodo X. Yes, it's not Pixis though, but it is 6K pocket cinema with a variety of lenses. There's some anamorphics. And I have been doing direct Komodo X versus... Do I spoil a little? I might just spoil a little right now. So I got to go replicate now what I shot, and I want to replicate it in 2 ways. Number one, I want a different scene with the same subjects, and I want to shoot it the same way, and I want to also shoot it optimized for each. But what I had the cameras side by side, shooting into my nature type stuff. And what I found is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K was way better at pulling out the skies than the Komodo X was in the conditions that I was in. And it is a little bit of a because the Pocket 6K did get a little bit better of a shot than the Komodo X in that I only had one lens. I wanted it to be exactly as best I can because you know how people are, and I don't have 2 of the exact same lens. So I was swapping the lenses back and forth and rolling like 20 seconds. And the sky shot that the Blackmagic got was slightly better than the Komodo's shot, but they were very, very close as far as what you're seeing. And I was able to pull a better sky for the Blackmagic than the Komodo X. And I say that because it shocked the hell out of me, number one. Number two, I believe I mean, there are ways of doing that on Komodo. We know how to do that, or Komodo X and V-Raptor on Reds, by exposing it differently, which I would have done doing that. But this was an apples-to-apples comparison, shooting at ISO 800, keeping them the same exposure, all of that good stuff. So it shocked the hell out of me that something that I love better than the red. But there you go, because I speak honest. That's all I do. I love my reds, but right now, I kind of have a little bit of a love affair with the skies coming out of this Blackmagic. It's only got 13 stops of dynamic range. It was pretty amazing. But yeah, that's coming very soon. That is one of the ones I'm working on, and I delayed because I was getting other interesting stuff. Not much content on nanlite alien lights. True. Mike Tyson or Jake Paul, who wins? I kind of believe that Tyson is going to win. I'm not a huge boxing guy, but what I know about, what is going on here? Am I at the bottom? No way. I am at the bottom. Interesting. Oh, there was some retractions. I got you. Okay. What it'll come down to, how good is Jake Paul at absorbing Tyson hits? And that's what it's going to come down to. If Jake can withstand him, Jake has a shot. But Tyson hits hard. So it will be interesting here very soon. King says, both win. Everybody wins. I mean, they're both getting paid, so. And it was really interesting. I was like, what the hell? Last night there was that clip where Tyson slapped Jake Paul. And I was like, that was weird. Why is he so unhinged? Well, now we know why. Because Jake stepped on his foot. So it was a reaction, which is kind of interesting. I mean, they were definitely living on the edge. But it is also interesting to me how they compare when you see them side by side, how similar they are, but not. So it'll be interesting. I'm not a big boxing fan, but I am going to watch this one because I think it'll be interesting. 180 Degrees says, filmmaking in my country is almost non-existent and suffers a lot from gatekeeping. I hear you. Very few select people get to make anything filmmaker luxury it shouldn't be. Well, I mean, all you have to do is find an audience. If you can find an audience, the gates get torn down. It is quite literally how that works. There's going to be a lot of fun with that. There's going to be, if you can find your voice and get it out there, I mean, the sky will be the limit. I just wanted to see some comments here. And see, Johnny Pets, if you're still out there, say hi, but that's why you snuck in here, because y'all had just released those. Thought that was interesting. 180 degree rule. Someone comes up with a hole in a wall to get as many people as possible through without bothering the gatekeeper. It's not even about that. As we have seen, there are things that just happen, and they bypass gatekeepers. How can I phrase it? What is the way to phrase it? Well, let's just phrase it differently. Let's take a different subject. Right now, there's a lot of different streaming platforms out there dedicated to film that would not get picked up. Think of A24. A24 being kind of small, but there are a lot of streaming services out there now that are like, okay, we'll take your movie that you spent $5,000 on, and we'll pay you if it streams. And they're doing it. People are making it, and there is audience. It can be done. And you're bypassing the gatekeepers at that point. You're going directly to the audience. And that has always been a real problem with gatekeepers. I think the video gatekeepers, The music gatekeepers, they're gone now. The Hollywood gatekeepers don't quite know it yet, but they are gone. I mean, you have some very small budget movies in a niche market that have been made by a unknown production company and sometimes not known production company that are scoring tenfold profit on their films, 15-fold, 20-fold even, and getting them in box office. It's happening. Stuff is happening. And I do dig it. And I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Fearless, well, I'm so glad I found this little and you know, Rob, you're going to like that little magnifying glass too, because, man, I see you squinting at your little monitor. Yeah, you're going to love that. Fearless Syntax, just for clarification, Scott, do you have the Blackmagic 6K or Blackmagic Pocket CC 6K? What? This is it's the latest, what is it? Well, now you got me confused as to their naming schemes. This one is what is it? Oh, I've got the box here. Let me just pull in the box. It is the latest one, and it's the full frame. It is the Blackmagic Cinema Camera 6K. So not pocket. There we go. Okay. You had me questioning. I'm like, wait. I keep throwing pocket in there because they were all pockets before, but yeah. My voice is that they already took my gear after filming 37 pages of a feature. Nothing was published. We were reported they came in, watched what I had, and hated it so much I received threats. Ouch. That's not good. I mean, let's see here. Who all is on here? Well, I have a lot of people on X watching. Because I don't see any here. Oh, I think that's not fair. Okay. All right. I think it's reporting a wrong number. I don't think there's 10 people watching. I think there were 10 people that watched. That's a cheap shot. Nobody on Facebook watching. That's cool. I just like the streaming to multiple platforms because it's nice to be able to pick up people from various places, for sure. So, where are we? We got through all the questions? How do we do that? Who's got questions? Happy, what is that? What is all happening? It will be nice to get a bunch of different footages from the Starship launch when it happens. Is it? Is it jerky? Are y'all getting good signal, or how is it? I want to know. Are y'all getting full 1080 too? I would like to see that. Let's see here. Show. Will you risk making a feature knowing you may not get, or you may get ended for it? You know, it totally depends. Getting, what is a way to analogize that? Um, I can't think of a good way to example that that's not just going to make somebody angry. Um, but yes, if it's something you believe in, if it's your passion and it's your heart, uh, and that story is not being told, if it is the opposing side of a mainstream argument uh, that you believe is wrong or you believe is not getting the correct take, and you make a documentary and that would be unpopular, I don't see a problem with that. I mean, you have to recognize that it is possible you could be ended, but you don't have to be. I mean, ended meaning you're not going to get hired by somebody else, but it could also mean that you just keep doing your thing and you find your audience and they find you and then you don't care anymore. Um, I don't have a problem with people following their heart and releasing what's in there. It doesn't matter if it's controversial or not, but you've got to make your decisions for you. If your goal is to be on set all the time and to work and to follow the mainstream methods, the mainstream, like the Hollywood way of doing things, then you don't want to rock the boat. Unfortunately, it sucks. Um, give you an example in American politics. If you Hollywood is very slanted one way, and if you are very slanted the other way and are quiet, they don't care. But if you're slanted the other way and vocal, then you get blacklisted, and it happens to a lot of people. It doesn't matter the topic. I mean, I'm giving you the political topic here, but it could be anything in any country. If you're vegan and it's a beef country, or that kind of thing, it's at some point people break free of the bonds that are containing them. If you have a Hollywood that is blacklisting people for found footage films, they no longer want to see that, but you've got a better found footage film, then if that's what you want to do it. Don't stifle your creativity just to be a part of something that you hate. Put it that way. I hope that makes sense. 20 watching, not 10. Yeah, no, it's let me put this up. This one. No. I gotta click what? I gotta click that? Or click that? How do I do it? Put it in there. Okay, it won't let me click it. There. So at the top, you can see how many are watching from each. And that's what I was referring to. Was it said 10 for X, but it was just 10 views. King says, "What deals are you looking at this holiday season?" Well, there's definitely a Bulk Friday sale that I'm looking at, because there's like 2 more things that I wish to purchase that will be very cheap and not better. So Bulk Friday, definitely everybody should be paying attention to Bulk Friday. But Black Friday, I don't know. I'm not really in the market right now for too much of anything, except things that I use all the time. Totally off topic, but like batteries. I mean, I don't think you could ever have enough batteries. That's one of, if there's a sale on hard drives, I'm probably going to jump on those. If there's a sale on NVMe SSDs, I'll probably jump on that. If there's a Mac Mini with 32 gig of RAM available for immediate shipping, I'll probably jump on something like that. Lenses, I don't know yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. There's nothing I'm really in the market for. And keep in mind, my market right now in my brain is getting to Alaska, and taking on a whole bunch of extra stuff is not my wife or my idea of intelligent, of, hey, we got to fit in a trailer. Well, we just get a bigger trailer and buy more stuff. No. We're paring down stuff. And if y'all hadn't seen, and we'll probably do a few more, stuff that I'm not using, that I think would be better off just to rehome. I've been posting that to my Facebook. Basically, I just post free to a good home, just pay for shipping, and it's yours. I've gotten rid of like 5 or 6 things already. I mean, they literally go in like minutes. We had a Condor Blue Komodo X cage. We had a big ellipsoidal light. We had iPad cage. We had a bunch of different things, and more stuff will be found without question. So as I pare down more stuff, you might find some more things. Okay, who's got questions? We got people's, but see, I don't like this. This is dumb. Why does it say that? 10. That's not fair. There's not 10 people watching on the. And then there's a Facebook person. There's nobody on Rumble. Wait, why are there 2 Facebooks? Huh? Am I streaming twice on Facebook? That's weird. How does that happen? What are you looking at, King? What interesting thing has your mind captured? I was going to have a guest on today, but I waited the last minute, and they had dinner plans, so I didn't want to bring them on and risk running over. But we will have guest on maybe next week. We might. Now that I feel better about this, because I was really dreading the whole OBS thing with StreamYard, because I am not paying them. That's too much. But now that I've got this, I think I might be all right. 180 Degrees says, man, I really want to make this feature. Wrote everything in 8 years. Spent investigating on the low, even flying to Nigeria, Gulf, Turkey, Southeast Asia, and infiltrating networks. I'm assuming, and you don't have to go into detail. I'm assuming it's some kind of like documentary uncovering something. And the only thing I would stress to you is make sure you are safe to release it. I've got a friend, Steve, who's done several documentaries where his vehicle was surrounded and shot at by guns. I mean, like it was bad. And he's got PTSD from the whole ordeal, and he filmed the whole thing. And it's something. So don't put yourself in that situation. And that was not something he ever thought that would happen. But people get angry, so be careful and keep that in mind. 3 on Facebook now. Interesting. It says 1 to me, but I have 2 Facebook. So I wonder, are you saying 3 people or 3 live streams going on? That would be so hilarious if there's 3 of me streaming. Just reading stuff. King says, I like that you can upgrade Vista Prime's OG to new Vistas. It's very nice, yes, indeed. Fairless Syntax. Oh, we got lots of comments popping up here. Okay, sorry. Any thoughts on new Fujifilm medium format? Yep, we were talking about that. It seems like it's just a rehoused. It is kind of, but because of cooling, processing, etc., more capabilities are going to be available for it. And I said, I know one of the people that was involved, and I want to have them on, but I have to be very careful that they're allowed to be talking about it, kind of thing. Yeah. The camera is not as impressive in video. Well, no, the photo camera is not. Slow rolling shutter, yes. Well, let's see. Fairless Index, it's, think about if you're going to do something, if you're going to enter a market, and your market is saturated, coming out with another thing that is slightly different than everybody else, not going to set you apart. And even Blackmagic is thinking this too with their big 17K camera. Fuji has a medium format sensor. It's close to medium format. And they don't have cinema stuff. And they're not calling it a cinema camera, which is also interesting. The way they can enter the market and stand out is by coming out with something nobody else is doing. And think about it. Blackmagic with their 17K, you're hearing about it, not just from Blackmagic. You're hearing about it from Apple. You're hearing about it from other places because it's something that nobody else is doing. So, yeah, don't count it out yet because it can still do stuff. And most people are shooting at 24 anyway. It can do stuff that others can't. James says, I put up a track system in the studio I'm constructing. I was thinking about getting a green screen for it. What would be a good green screen material to purchase? Honestly, which track system did you get? I literally can't see it, but it's overhead. And it'll be... maybe I'll be tearing it down and putting it for free on Facebook. But it's literally curtain track for ceilings. And it's got wheels and little hooks. And I bought 2 green screen, they are 10 by 20s from Amazon. Really cheap. And they work amazingly well. I mean, you got to think about it. It's not really a specific color green so much as it's a green that doesn't exist in your shot. Green is chosen and blue is chosen because it rarely exists in skin. Vampires to the side. But green, it could be all kinds of shades of green and be just fine. So I don't think you're going to find much of a problem, and you might try just the cheap Amazon stuff and see what happens. And it was about a foot longer, so it would lay on the floor. So you needed a whole lot more than that. You would want it to be about 3 or 4 feet. There's a natural weight. I don't know how high your ceilings are, but there's a natural weight to the fabric. And if it's just a foot, it's going to be angled. You're not going to get it to kind of curve like you want, like a cyc wall or sick wall. Hi, Oki. What's up? So I would think you'd want it like 3 or so feet. That way you could put weights on the ends of it and pull it taut from the bottom, which will allow it to curve naturally and not be seen in the shot in the back. Yeah. Hey, Jarrell, good to see you, buddy. Joining late, yeah. I was actually thinking about having you on, Jarrell, and just kind of chatting, but I didn't want And then I started thinking, well, maybe I could have you and Brandon on because I didn't want to take you as a sidekick away or co-host. I didn't want you to be taken away from Brandon or have it feel like that. Then I thought, well, it'd be kind of cool to have you and Brandon on. But then I started thinking it'd be really cool to have like 6 or 7 people all on a live stream and we're just chatting together. I think that'd be so much fun. We got to do that for now. Just viewers. Okay, got it. It is a fiction based on real bad activities. Story is my fictional solution to make noise about it. Noise that can be not be ignored, but that you should be careful because the feature is me playing safe. Okay. And you can do that. I mean, you got to think about all you have to do is extrapolate, and you can get fiction to be reality. Thinking, and don't go political in your thoughts here. I'm trying to keep it apolitical here, but 1984, there were so many things in George Orwell's books, or book on 1984, that are prevalent today. It exists in so many ways because he extrapolated out. Star Trek, they do the same thing. They extrapolate out, and magically they end up pretty close to the truth because it doesn't take much to extrapolate. I have several films actually that kind of written that are all extrapolated on where we are today and where do we go from here? Where does society go? Not with respect to politics, but with technology. And what do crimes look like in the future? I think I shared one of those once. I think I gave the idea out and told about it. And then I said, we'll wait to see if somebody makes the movie. Peter says, there are 3 on Facebook right now. Very cool. Very cool. Hey, Peter. 180 says, David Fincher would be proud. Mark LT. I'm here too. Hey there. How are you? Good to see you. You're always so quiet. You're so quiet. Look, you've said so much and yet so little. Jarrell says, hey, brother, I would join you anytime. That's cool. I don't want to make any enemies out there or make anybody mad. But that's why I was hoping. But I think it'd be a lot of fun to have you on. You're a smart guy. You're way younger than me. You're like 22. But you're a lot of fun. And I think I would love to get 6 people out here just chatting away. Because I mean, you know how much fun we could all have. Yeah. Plus. Oh, I can't do it. Dang it. I found a new streaming thing instead of StreamYard. Let's play a game. All right. Here, y'all don't have the spinning wheel on your live stream, do you? Yeah, look at that. Let me win. A high-end camera. Oh, wow. No, you didn't win. You didn't win anything. But I thought that was funny. That would be an awesome idea, indeed. Mark is now laughing. Man of few words, unless he's got a little song for us. James says, I went with the 16-gauge track system and went 360 around the whole story. Interesting. Mine is like, it's like a vinyl. It looks kind of like a railroad track, inverted. And it's vinyl, and you literally you screw in the brackets. You just kind of click it in, and then the hooks. I mean, think of like a hook, and I'm just trying to see if I have anything I can. I don't. Maybe that doesn't help me at all. It's just a battery. But there's 2 wheels and a hook, and they kind of go around, and you slip them on the end, and they kind of lock in, and then you can just slide them all through the track. It's just, I think it's literally just curtains for like a house. is what they are. I saw them. I was like, oh, that's cool. Which camera did you win? Oh, you won a brand new red Komodo X. It should have already received it by now. I think if like 3 or 4 weeks ago. I didn't tell you that this is actually pre-recorded. You through a process of I don't want to go into too many details, but you're actually watching a live stream from a month and a half ago. But you're connected now, but you are packet forwarded into the future. And it comes back around. It's basically using Starlink and a Klingon starship that goes around the sun really fast. You're talking to whales. Let's just put it that way. But yeah, enjoy your Komodo X. Did you see the new firmware that came out today? Fun stuff ahead. Favorite light stand? For what? Because I have a bunch over here. I have short, lightweight. I have tall, lightweight. I have C stands that are not light stands, but I sure use them as light stands. I have combos. I have low boys. I have super combos. I have Gary Coleman's. I have a plethora of light stands that I love them all. My favorite, honestly, is I typically go with the low boys. These are they're from B&A. I think they're Impact or let me grab one. Oh wait. Are they wait back there? Are they so back there? Maybe so back there that I can't get to them. Let me go look. Let me go see. It's okay, Rex. I fall to pieces. No, they're really back there. Hi, Oakley. They are 6'6" low boy combo stands, and I put wheels on them, and that gets them to basically 7 feet. And I roll those puppies around here all the time. The nice thing about them is they will accept a junior pin or a baby pin, and they have a baby pin on board. You could put a lollipop on it, or you can put just a regular grip head. They don't have a super wide stance, so you can't like hang stuff out cantilevered. But I mean, I use them all the time for anything heavy around here because they work really well. And Jarrell says, ha 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 ha. Boy, I mean, you don't know how much that laugh transmuted through the universe 4 weeks ago, five or 6 weeks ago. I forget, but I have to go back and look at the creation date on this video to see how far back it was. But yeah. You're definitely a screen. That's awesome. Hey, Adam, good to see you there. Wait. Oh, looking good. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Adam, I was just telling Rob, I can't find the name of it. I found a StreamYard, EV Mux. I found a StreamYard replacement because StreamYard was getting really pricey there. So evmux.com, EVMUX. Look them up. That's what I'm using right now. There's a lot of cool little features on there. It's been a long time coming. Thank you so much. You can play sounds on it. You can play your music. You can roll intros. So now I can be as cool as Brandon Washington and Jarrell there. Play my little intro. I almost put a countdown on it today, but I didn't know what to expect, so I didn't do that. You can do all kinds of cool things. And have multiple people, and you can have like the same chats. Everything that StreamYard has, way cheaper, way cheaper. But Adam, I need to talk to you. I need to find out if there's anything I need to do for that salmon that, to prepare it, because I want to enjoy it. It's literally sitting on our kitchen table, and we're looking at it every day, going, what do we do with it? What do we do with it? What can we put it in? I made a seafood chowder the other day from there's a place in Anchorage that I ate when I was there. It was really good seafood chowder, and I kind of want to do that, but I don't. It depends on what I need to do with the salmon you gave us, because I really want to use it best way to enjoy it. Because Adam is up in Alaska. We got to have dinner with him and his better half, and well, I say we, royal we. Cynthia did not get to go because she had to work, but got to meet him up there. Really good people. Adam is he is Alaska Cut the Cord on YouTube, so you feel free to join his YouTube as well. But super nice people. Everybody that I met in Alaska was really nice, except for this one person. But that's a story for another day. But Adam was absolutely a lot of fun to hang out with, and I enjoy all the people, Rob from Curmudgeon and Sean in Alaska, several others that I got to meet. All so nice people. I also met Home Free Alaska. I met her and her son and the two dogs just randomly while I was driving around, which was super cool. But yeah, Adam, good to see you out here. Where we at? James says, this LS is in its own AI universe. It's not AI. It's not. No. Well, 3 weeks from now, you'll get to hear about it, but it was a couple weeks ago. There was a breakthrough. It's not AI. This is next level of that. But I mean, you'll just have to wait for that. It's really cool. But it's really hard though. Like I have to put in like a 5-week buffer in my brain to process this stuff. It's very difficult to do. But fear not. Everybody will be able to participate here in a few weeks. Yeah. Curmudgeon. Ooh. Speaking of salmon. Ooh. Yeah. Your video popped up right before my live stream was going live 5 weeks ago. As the Space-Time Continuum, and I haven't get to watch yours yet, but I'm interested to watch yours. But are you having salmon? No. It's like 2:00 there. You're not having salmon yet. I'm so looking forward to Alaska. I was so excited this morning. It was 35 degrees. I love it. What is this? Oh, hey everybody. Subscribing. Oh, people are subscribing. Justin Kirchhoff, good to see you. Yeah, so I have one of my batteries for my solar. The BMS died and bricked when I was doing a firmware update that they had me do, and I was waiting on a BMS, and so I was literally shooting a video because I need my battery. I was shooting my video for another channel, my Alaska channel, which is Our American Adventure Alaska. Our American Adventure Alaska is the @ thing on. You just go to @ Our American Adventure Alaska, one word, and that's my new channel. And it cut me some slack. I haven't vlogged in a while, so I got the new BMS, and I was going to show how to replace it. This is not the right BMS. First thing I was like, there's a heat sink on this one, and there's not a heat sink on the one that I have. And then I popped the foam off of this, and yeah, it's for an older version. That doesn't help me at all. At all. So, yeah. The jar I gave you? What? Wait. You didn't give me the jar. Adam gave you the jar. Unless you gave it to Adam to give to me. I don't know that. That's interesting. Now I need to find out. Okay. I'm so confused, but I have a jar. I have a jar of salmon, fresh caught salmon. I had salmon for breakfast this morning in New Jersey. I mean, Peter, that is purely delicious for sure. And Rob says, gave you a jar of salmon and fiddle. No, you didn't. You didn't give me anything. Maybe you forgot. But I didn't get anything other than your warm hospitality and your lovely wife, and that's all. I left with smiles, but I didn't get a salmon and fiddleheads. But you said we were going to have fiddleheads, and we didn't get to have the fiddleheads. Now I have to come back up. I bet it's still sitting. Yeah, right next to the train ticket, isn't it? Hopefully you gave him the ticket, and that wasn't like a sly way of saying, yeah, you get to ride for free. Yeah, I'm interested. I hear the fiddleheads are like asparagus. And for those you don't know, in Alaska, as soon as the thaw starts to happen, they blow up with ferns. And these ferns will grow to like 6-8 feet. They're huge. But if you can catch them when they first sprout out of the ground, they kind of come up and they do a little curl. And there's like a little short window of opportunity. You can go around and harvest these fiddleheads, and you cut them off and you can eat them like asparagus, I think. I watched some videos on that, so I was super excited about that. Really, it's like they're literally calling me back to Alaska because I just got an Avis thing. It says, thank you for renting from Avis in Alaska. Are you coming back soon? But the salmon for breakfast, dude, I can eat so much salmon. The only thing that's going to stink about Alaska salmon, and it's not necessarily going to stink, but like you can eat salmon raw, like in the States, you're getting you're getting not wild caught salmon, you're getting farm raised salmon, which is not going to be as good, but it won't have diseases or worms or anything like that. So you wouldn't necessarily sushi salmon from Alaska. And I do love salmon raw. Well, flash frozen is good too. But I'll have to figure out something. But tuna, I bet y'all didn't know this. Tuna is the only fish that you do not have to freeze or cook to consume if it is fresh caught and eaten raw, because tuna is one of the few fish in the world that can swim to extreme depths and survive and come back up. So basically, tuna goes down to a depth that no worms or any bad things, I guess other than mercury, can survive. So tuna is the only thing you don't have to do it. I like tuna. Gave you a jar of salmon. Okay, yeah, there's probably. Let's see here, but it's still here. I did, but they refused it. Okay, that's cool. They're good people. The trade people are so nice. I can't wait to make my video on that. I feel silly though. I've got like 3 videos I can make before that one, plus all the stuff when I was around Alaska, and I want to do the one we're coming out to visit, because that was awe-inspiring is true, but also enlightening and reassuring all at the same time. Because where Curmudge lives, you cannot drive to his house. You can't ride a snowmobile to his house. You can't even land a plane. You could technically get a helicopter there somewhere. I guess at some point you can get a boat there, but he lives off the railroad, and it's miles north of any roads. And it's wild, but it was so normal in my brain. It was so normal in every possible way. It was everything that I hoped Alaska could be. And it opened my door that I could survive like where he lives. Cynthia, we're going to see. She does want to be able to drive more often than once a week. Let's see here. Rob said, I put them on the counter and I put them back. Oops, it happens. It happens. Kings are best for raw. Yeah, because kings are the big fish. I think those are the deep swimmers. Maybe there are certain tunas that don't, but I thought all tunas did. Yeah, I don't know. It was something interesting to learn for sure. City D released its lab test of the Ursa 12K. Very impressive results. It comes in second behind the Sony Venice in the rolling shutter department. Continued, yeah. I've got a friend that sends these to me. And if my friend has a different name on here, and I don't associate that, then just correct me. Scores super values in the DR camp. It did. Went downscale to 12K. Yes, to 4K. Is actually slightly better on paper in a test than their current benchmark Arri Alexa LF. Alexa LF is not the better performer, actually. I thought that was interesting that that's their better performer, because the Alexa Mini is actually a better performer than the LF. The LF actually does worse. And then there were some other interesting things. I'm going to see if you get to them. They measured 9 stops, exposure latitude, 1 stop worse than the benchmark for full frames at Arri Alexa Mini LF, having 10 stops. Alexa 35 is the leader with 2 stops. Continued. City D tests don't measure resolving power, color reproduction, etc., but I'm assuming this camera will do very well in those departments. I think Cine 12K is an impressive piece of engineering. Now, so there was an interesting piece there that I don't see continued, was their resolution. They were talking about how sharp it was at 12K versus 8K versus 4K. And I think people, when they start digging in to that camera, are going to find out that there's some sharpening that is likely occurring. The reason I say this is because the clear photosites that are in the 12K and the 17K do not contribute to resolution. They can't. It's not possible. So if you are seeing better resolution, you can't be. Now, 4K, going from 4K and above, you will see a little bit of resolution bump because it is not a 4K sensor. It is 4. I don't think it's 4.6. I think it's slightly bigger than 4.6 in actual resolution. So you would see a little more resolution than 4K. But what they basically showed was what we've all been saying, and that is 12K down to 4K. There's so much information there that it produces a very impressive 4K. And the dynamic range was impressive, for sure. King salmon, got it. Okay. Rex, you gotta chill, dude. It ain't time. Mama's not home. I don't have deadlines. I'm chatting with my peeps. You just gotta wait, dude. It's not time. And lay back down. Oh, his face is like, but it's not time. I know the dog knows. I mean, you gotta figure. We're 5 weeks ago on what you're seeing. from now, and he knows time, and he's really good at it because this paradigm shift that happens a few weeks from now. He always knows right at 6 o'clock. He knows it's time to go. He's really good at it. Dogs are amazing. Other than the Sony A1 II, I wonder what other releases are happening. So the A1 II is interesting because everything I know about it, hi buddy, it's better than the A1, but it's not a massive improvement over the A1. In some ways it will be. The noise reduction will be way better. Hi buddy. My camera's not wide enough for you to see how big Rex is. Hi Oakley, it's your turn too. It's his turn. It's the other releases that are going to be coming. Don't look for the Fuji to be out anytime soon. There is. I need to refill up my drink. There is another Canon coming, but it is a small Canon. It's not anything that really affects most of us. Really? That's all there was left? That's sad. I'm not ready yet, bud. I'm not yet ready. There is... what is coming? What is coming? What is coming? There is a couple of Sonys coming. I don't know exactly when. I don't think they're going to be announced. Well, one of them might be announced before the end of the year. Might. Not 100% sure. Other than that, I'm trying to go down the list. Nikon, we saw their Z52, which is actually not bad. Cute little camera. And it shoots 10-bit. Also cute. And at a reasonable price. Also cute. Yeah, I don't know anything. I don't know of anything else, really. It's 35 weeks for... It is. It's 35.4. But it's... I mean, I'm telling you, in 3 weeks, it's going to be phenomenal. You guys you're going to love it. And if you don't see it in like 3 weeks, don't worry. It may not be publicly seen, but you'll know it when you see it. You do recognize it. Let me just say that. I already know, James. You recognize it. It's actually 4 weeks for you, but you actually get to see it, and you'll be impressed. I don't want to spoil it for you. I mean, Christmas is coming up. Santa Claus. I'm the gift that keeps on giving. You know what I'm saying? That would be kind of a Black Mirror episode, wouldn't it be? Wouldn't that be so cool? I mean, it kind of goes with my whole live stream on emulsion film thing. You're almost dealing with the same time frame. One day I'm going to make that happen. It's going to be very hard for me to do that in Alaska, but I will do it. I will do it. All right, who's got questions? Come on. There's only 15 of you, and Rob, did you become a channel member? I appreciate you, buddy. I appreciate you. I gotta go show my channel members some love. I gotta get some videos out there for you guys. I appreciate all of you. Because it doesn't. It's sad though that it doesn't show here. Yeah, that stinks. It should show. What does that do? What does the star do? I don't know what the star does. It should show that you're a channel member. But it does it on the EV Mux. Yeah. Let's see here. There's a question. There we go. There's James. You could interview yourself from the past. how do I phrase it? See, we have present tense, we have past tense, and we have future tense. Because of this new shift, we have to create a new tense. Because I need the best way I can answer it is with a contraction. What would be the contraction of could plus did? I could have did. I could did interview myself from the past. See, we need a non-linear tense is what we're going to, and it's going to change languages. I mean, at some point we're just going to be speaking in circles because time is not. Wait, no, I think I just infringed on some copyright there somewhere. I guess it depends on how. Well, let's see. There's two sides to every circle, right? Right? Yeah, a circle has two sides, an inside and an outside. Yeah. I'm here all week. That was a great movie. That movie, it made sense to me when I saw it, but I had to watch it a second time to catch how brilliant that movie was. And we were talking about the movie. Can't think of the name. Oh my God, it's such a good movie. Arrival. Yeah, I always have to. I know it was a movie with a title that is almost the same as another movie that was not as good. The Arrival. Vacuum Interview. You know how you're backing up a trailer or you're trying to get directions from someone and they're like, come on, go this way. The best way to describe it is you're getting trailer instructions and then the person says, go this way. That is the only way I can explain it, and it won't make sense for a little while, but I mean, yeah, it's you got to go this way. Yeah. I'm actually having way more fun with this. What would be smart though? Oh, see now I'm going to have to do this, and then I'm going to let y'all in the secret, but y'all can't tell anybody. What I'll do is I'll go make a video and post it, and then wait 5 weeks, and then talk about that video and release that video at the same time, so that it shows up, but it's 5 weeks old, and that's what they call a self-supporting delusion. Yeah, they will give you pills for that. Let's see here. I do want to play games on here. I don't know how to do it. Like Brandon and Jarrell's games, I think are hilarious. With the spin the wheel, I think that's a lot of fun. It says there's 27 people watching. And it says there's 13 on YouTube, 1 on Facebook, and 12 on Twitter. And I don't think there's anybody on Twitter watching it. And I know there's nobody on Rumble watching it. They never watch it. Except for those Bitcoin people. They always want to introduce me into Bitcoin. Always want to introduce me. Let's see here. Boop. So Adam Beck liked my post on X, but it's hard to know. What I need is if someone's on X to make a comment. But if not, don't go out of your way, because yeah. And then here comes the question. I feel it in 3, 2, there it is. Will you get some of the usuals here to join for some banter on your... Yeah, I think it would be fun, actually. And, maybe I do that. maybe once a month. Maybe maybe that might be fun too. Some of you regulars that are on here often, King, you would be good. James, you'd be good. There's Fearless Syntax would be good too. Maybe just once a month. I just invite 5 or 6 of you to just kind of just join, and we just chat. We just have like a public Zoom kind of thing. That might be fun. It could happen. A free 2-night stay at the Curmudgeon for the game prize. Well, I would have to arrange that with Rob, but right now, it can't be 2 nights. It's either 1 night. Well, actually, I guess it is possible for 2 night, isn't it? Let's see, but no, Thursday, Friday. No, it'd have to be 3 nights, I guess. In the summer, when Rob gets everything going the way he wants going, then yeah, maybe I can buy a couple nights. That'd be a lot of fun for people. They would have a blast. I had a blast, that's for sure. Rob's gonna have to blaze some trails though. He's gonna have to have some fun. Yeah, you show up and you work. Rob, what kind of fishing can you do off of the river? Is there fish you can fish in that river, or is it just flowing too fast that you're not going to get anything? I know you have lakes around you, and I guess you could go fishing for pike in those lakes. Pike is an interesting one. It's like the only fish in Alaska that you don't have a bag limit on. That you just basically fish it because they call it an invasive species there, which is interesting because pike is delicious. Thought that was interesting. Let's see, what else? Trying to think if there's anything. Does this work now? Can I do that? Did that work? It did work. Ha! I tried to do normally on StreamYard. I could type in the chat and it would let me type, but EVMux won't let you type something to if you have other streams going on. It literally has 2 Facebooks up here. That's so weird. Facebook is so bad to set up because it likes to duplicate itself. All right, let's put the timer on the clock then. Let's get some last minute questions in. Go ahead and throw them out there. You know, I'll talk for hours, but you know we can do it. First Thursday of the month to Sunday. Yep, that's right. So the train where he's at goes up from Anchorage to Fairbanks on Saturday and comes back down on Sunday. So if you visit in the wintertime, you can only go up on a Saturday and come back on a Sunday, except the first Thursday of the month, which allows them to go, like Rob had to go to the dentist. It's perfect for him, so he goes into town, goes to the dentist, does everything he needs to do, and I guess he has to Airbnb a couple of days, and then he goes back up on Saturday. But in the summer, I guess it's every day that it does it. Ooh, salmon at certain times of year, and the lake holds trout. Interesting. Nice. Let me see. Good Lord, no pike in that lake, please. What? Okay, so what does pike do? If it's invasive, it obviously eats other fish. So that's probably why. But is that what it is, that they don't like it? Because pike is a delicious fish. Oh, here comes Phil. We got a good hour-long question here. I'm having fun. On the question of new releases happening, Canon R6 Mark II is coming first quarter of 2025. Yeah, maybe. Perhaps ahead of CP Plus in February. Canon R7 Mark II. I don't think it's an R7 Mark II. Continued. It would be the first APS-C Canon to get a stacked sensor. A couple of higher-end RFS zoom. Those I've seen. And Nikon's got some lenses coming. that have been out there in the world of rumors. I have to be super careful with Nikon stuff because that I have NDAs, which is why I can't talk about Red near as much because it's the NDA literally says and subsidiaries. They got me, folks. They got me. It's yeah, it's cool. It's cool. Yeah, I don't think it was a R7 though. I don't know. I could be wrong. I I have a I have a slow Canon feed. Let me put it that way. My feeds come from various places, but Canon stuff comes in chunks, and those I haven't gotten too many chunks on. Thursday to Monday in summer. Ooh, oh, that'd be a good trip. How are you getting high quality audio for Z8 and Z6 Mark III? Quite simple. Boost the levels. So on any camera, Red literally taught it to me until the wonderful Komodo X with its absolutely, it ringed me, its gorgeous audio preamps, and the Raptor X with those incredible new preamps. Red taught me well, which was pull the preamps all the way down on Z8, Z9, Z6, all of those, and use a high quality, as high as you can get. Basically, any preamp of a good, like the totally blanky, the Deity Theos. Literally, I go to grab it, and the name starts coming out while I pull it out of my pocket because, yeah, it's the time shift thing. Because I had actually already pulled it out of my pocket. I just needed to pull that up in my memory. And so, yeah, the Deity Theos preamps are really good, even in the receiver. So crank that up and go out, and you'll get high quality in there. And I had the same problem on my R8 and my R7 when I had those too. It's definitely the way to get the higher quality there. But I found, except like Sony's with theirs and the Canon, the like the C400, where they have better preamps on there, the Sony FX6, that kind of thing. Unless they have purpose preamps in there, you're better off routing in from external. Kind of like Canon kind of just says for their other stuff, is like, oh, buy the test cam. The test cam, they know preamps. Philip says, Canon Rumor says that Canon has products ready to go, but they are still dealing with supply chain issues, which may push things. Yes, for sure. Which, honestly, I do not understand the supply chain issues. I don't understand why we're still experiencing that. Doesn't make any sense to me. I think it boils down to people need to realize that making everything in China is not the smartest way to do it because you are held virtually hostage by what they want to make in their factories. King says, sorry. Scott, did you not? I did not get to try that one. It's on my list of things to try. I need to return the Z8, which I will do in another month, and then I can try the next stuff. But I really think that Noctua is the 58.95. I mean, it's a beast lens, but that's got to be cool. But I hear it's a bear. Now, it might be super fun with the DJI LiDAR. Just throwing that out there. James says, I'm going to be getting some wireless timecode boxes. Is Deity still the best choice from the Hive Mind? I really like the Deities. I think they work great. I also think the other name that's been around forever, they're also really good. Someone let me in on a little secret. Times are tight in Hollywood, in California, and there's a lot of people selling gear. Someone said they're finding those TC1s on eBay for $135 a piece. So be on the lookout. That is one hell of a deal. 135 because they're 199 normally. You might find them on sale for 179. Who knows what Black Friday will bring? Really good. I really like the Deity TC time codes. I think they're I want to put a caveat on here because I think it stinks. Their vision is fantastic. What they want to do is fantastic. Their implementation is pretty fantastic. Their feature sets are getting limited because they keep bumping up against patents, and it stinks. And yeah, I feel bad because like one of the big things that I wanted, which was the wireless phantom power plug-on transmitter, we can't get in the U.S. because of patents. But I think Deity does a really good job. What is the other brand for time code? The blue. Yeah, those are really good. Peter says supply chain is a deep state issue. I mean, it could be. Who knows? But I know that supply chain is worldwide, so it can't be a deep state issue. Who knows? Lilith says, hi, Lilith. And we'll see where we're going with this. I say that because I don't know Lilith. And so we'll see where that shows up. King says, I'm crossing Infinimat 2x4 or 4x4s with OG Sky Panel 60. Which route would you go? You're crossing. I'm filming Passion Pro. Are you saying you're weighing the two? So Infinimat, to me, there's going to be a love-hate with that. And the reason being, it is extremely powerful. But it is also limiting. So if I'm showing up somewhere, Infinimat is not going to be the solution that I want to bring to pop up a quick little interview setup or anything like that. I think the inflation part is going to slow you down and getting it all set up quickly. Infinimat is truly powerful. It's bright. It's extremely versatile. It's very pricey. To me, in the way that I do things, I kind of prefer throwing up an 8x just like a half grid on a little T and just let it just hang and then blast light from behind, in which case I don't really care as long as it does the output power that I need. I'm not really too concerned. I would be better off in my brain with in your case the sky panels. They're more versatile to me than the Infinimat would be in that size. Same thing with a Nova 600. where the InfiniMat is really going to be useful is overhead. If you're shooting with overhead lighting, the InfiniMat is going to be way more useful and way easier than every other traditional overhead shot that we've had to do in the past. We've used light panels overhead and we drop them through a 20 by. But you got to rig all of that. You got to build a huge frame and you got to hoist it up. You got to get it up there, a lot of safety, a lot of weight. I'm not saying you don't have to be as safe with InfiniMat. What I'm saying is it's a lighter, easier solution to bring up. So for overhead stuff, then you're way better off than with InfiniMat. There is also, what is the brand? I'm supposed to get one, but I'm not pushing for it right now. But like Cream Source, the Vortex, they make, well, they have, it's not theirs, it's somebody else's. It's an inflatable soft box that goes around it, which is also really cool. To me, when I'm doing this stuff, and I'm doing like interviews and I'm in tight places, I would rather have a single bright light and a large 8x. You can put it in a frame or no frame. If you put it in a frame, it's a whole lot of a different animal than not. But if you're just like hanging it as an 8x drop, the amount of work that goes into setting that up is way, way less. The amount of space that you consume is way, way less. Also, you have the ability, say, like the 1200X. I believe the 1200X is probably one of the better lights today. I would like to get one of those at some point, but not right now. The 1200X, you can bounce it off of a 4x4 bounce into an 8x, all in a very small space, and get a book light. It would give you a really, really soft, flexible light that wouldn't take up a whole lot of real estate on the floor. And that's something I always consider, because no matter what, there's always someone, like you're shooting interviews, docu-style, that kind of thing, corporate stuff. There's always someone that wants to squeeze in there and get through behind stuff. And I just feel like the less stuff that's in there, the better. Hopefully that helps that. Zacharias or Zacharias? Hello. Sorry to join so late. I've been working late. Well, work is good. Always keep working. Would you choose 1200X over 600C2 for a versatility light? Let me look at some prices here. I want to see. Come on, click. Hello. Click. I'm trying to. Yeah, and 1200X. Yeah, I would hit the 1200X. You're not talking a whole lot more money in there. You're talking a different technology in there, which will give you that pro light, nice glow that we get on skin. I would probably go for the 1200X, and you can dim it down so it works out. Fearless Text, today it was announced the DZO Black Friday deal on B&H and CVP. The DZO vest bids are 40% off at $7.99 a piece. Oops. What do you think, Scott, of the Vespids? Have you tried them? I've shot with them. I've used them several times. I do like the Vespids. I think they're very, very cool. They're very nice. They're a very nice complete set. Uh, that price is pretty good. They are coming out with a new version of them, uh, more than just like a Mark II of them, and they're coming out with some variations of them. So they are good. I am still finishing up on these Meikeis, the Meikei compact primes, which I really, really like. The Nisi Athenas, I really like. My my gut tells me I would try to choose the Nisis over the DZOs almost every time. Uh, with the exception of the Vespids have more focal lengths available, but the Nisis are a little sharper, a little bit better. The Meikeis I really like. The negative with the Meikeis, we're talking about the small Super 35 compact primes, not the S35s. Uh, it was weird. Uh, the Meikeis, the problem with them would be they're RF only or certain mounts. You can't get them in PL, whereas DZOs and the Nisis you can. So that's kind of why I would choose the Nisis. $799 is a good price on the Vespids, and if you are invested in that, then that makes perfect sense to continue that line out. If you're looking at all those focal lengths, then it wouldn't be a bad choice. I was very pleased with them. Very few negatives, just a handful, but overall, very nice image. I did like them. Chris Flores says, thoughts on the FX3? Digital looking 4K native sensor, still fine going into next year. I like the FX3, Chris. The FX3, the A7S3, the FX6, they're all the same sensor. I think it is absolutely a gorgeous sensor with a lot of positives, especially the low light. If you are shooting 4K, I do not feel there's very much negative at all with that sensor in any of those choices. There's going to be some FOMO. There's going to be a new one that comes out, and it's happening. Not real soon, but next year. But the dynamic range of that Sony sensor is really good. Well, because it is actually, it's a bend sensor. It is a 48 megapixel sensor that is bent down to 12 and made into that sensor. So there's a lot of positives with that. As far as video looking, so I owned the A7S III, and I've shot with the FX6. I've shot with the FX3. They're the same in every which way, other than the FX6 gives you a little more choices of codec options. But I do not find the sensor too video looking. Video can get you when you are keeping it sharp. So you counteract sharp with less sharp lenses. You put super sharp lenses on FX3, you're going to get a little bit of a video-ish feel, but you can put a filter on that and just kind of knock it down a little bit. I've been looking around at more cameras and what would I round back out. The FX3 is like the camera that I do keep going back to that I kind of wish I'd have kept. Well, the A7S III, but I kind of wish I'd have kept that one instead of selling it. Just because my whole plan didn't work out anyway, because Nikon buying red, and now my RF world is all in limbo. That was the only reason I got rid of the Sonys, was to go all red and Canon for that. So, yeah, if you like the look, Chris, I don't think I would turn my nose up at it. And a lot of people are selling them anticipating something better, but you're getting a 15 stop 4K camera with a good codec. The codec on there, and what is the frickin' city man, when they came out with the Venice color science in there, I really loved it. I cannot think of it because I'm not thinking of the Sony world, but I don't think I would have a problem with that at all, Chris. Peter says, I got a couple of iLED MS micro spot lights to use on a rig for taking macro video of flowers. Nice, nice. Small vegetation using my Raptor. Has anybody tried these little? I have not, but I love the little Dino lights, the Dado lights. I mean, even the old tungsten versions of them. For that purpose, absolutely, I love those little guys. I have not tried the microspots. I've played with them like at shows, but not anywhere else. Well, that was a little while back, but yeah, I always felt like somebody really should be making some very small versions of these. They shouldn't be expensive and difficult to get. A7S3 texture of the footage gives me the heebie-jeebies. Skin always looks. I don't think so, King. What is the S-City Tone? There we go. S-City Tone. Did you try, King, with the S-City Tone? I shot a lot of my stuff on the channel up to a year and a half ago. It was all A7S3. I mean, it was one of my main cameras to run around because it was so easy. I mean, everybody has their own opinion on stuff, but I don't find that. I didn't get that feeling. I liked it. I like a sharp image, but I also like a dull image, and you can make the A7S3, that sensor, you can make it do both. As starter city lenses, I was thinking the Vista Primes is better start than Vespins. Well, I mean, okay, I do not consider the Vista Primes starter at all. I consider those main high-end lenses because they compete really well. I don't consider them starter. And in most ways, the visuals for the Vistas I like more than the Vespids in every way. But I'm not saying that the Vespids look bad. I don't think so. Timmy's like, hey, Scotty. Hey, Timmy, how are you? King says, the best 12 megapixel camera to me is the Nikon D7. A lot of people say that one. Too bad it's not too focused on video. A lot of people say that one, and I have not played with that one. And I find that one interesting. People just love that camera. Timmy says, oops, I'm going to get out of here because I gonna go eat and get ready to watch the fight. Oh, when's the fight? We got a few minutes, right? Timmy says, see you, peeps. Fagan's still in there. Later, Timmy. Whoa, we got questions. Okay. Baxter says, S-City Tone. Yes, thank you. Man, I'm so out of the Sony in my day-to-day now that I forgot what it's called. But yes, thank you. S-Log. No, S-Log 3 is when you want the best of dynamic range. But S-City Tone is what I enjoyed shooting for quick. It was so easy. You didn't have to do a lot to color grade it. It just looked pretty darn good. Fearless Tech says, did you say, Scott, that DCO is coming out with a new set of Vespid Mark IIs? Can you tell us more about? I cannot. But you can Google a little bit about that, and there's some people who've may have said a few things about that. Hello. Jeff says, RAW from the Sony cameras literally bypasses the color science. I can't wait for the B-RAW update. Yep. That is interesting, too. I didn't ever get to play with that. Yeah, I've used S-City Tone. Still looks strange. S-Logs 3 is just not all the vibes. I mean, we all have our looks. We all have our looks. Some people love Panasonic. I do not. I'm okay with it. I've owned many, but I just can't handle the blue-green skies. It just kills me. Chris Flores says, I'm loving my red Komodos. Just what you can let them out because they know what time it is, and it's, yeah, they're like, dude. Just want a small gimbal cam for certain jobs, and I think I'm ready to move from the GH7 Micro Four Third lens world. Simply dynamic range and autofocus is what makes me want to move. Completely fair. That is a really good gimbal camera. It really is. The autofocus is tremendous. The image is really good. The low light, you're going to be covered in so many ways. I don't know that I would look elsewhere for that purpose. Yeah, I think that's if I was looking for what you just said, and I had to have the autofocus on there, the two options I would look at would be probably, I don't think I'll throw a third in there. It'd probably be the Z8 Nikon or the FX3. The FX3 has ever so slightly more dynamic range than the Z8, but not much. The Z8 you do get RAW, you do get 8K, but you are in the Nikon world at that point. You got to weigh that around, but it's definitely something. When does the fight start? Does it start 7? Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap it up here in about 3 or 4 minutes. But yeah, Chris, I don't think you're off looking at that. I can't think of too many that I would try to sway myself or you. And like I say, I don't want to tell you what to do, but I tell you what I would do. And in my mind, I can't think of a much more better. I mean, the Z8 would be, if you're open to Nikon glass, the Z8 is you could do the DAP conversion. Where is it? Mega DAP. This right here. This is a EF to Z mount, and this autofocus with EF lenses, it works really well in the Z8. But you're in a totally different world there with the Z8. But the FX3 will have better low light. Ruben says, just woke up for the light, but I missed your live. Don't worry, it'll be replayable. Chris says, Jeff, I love the channel, and the red Blackmagic Sony comparison series is great. Keep it up, man. Yep, Chris, I got one coming. I got the non-pocket Cinema 6K, Cinema Camera 6K. I've been doing side-by-sides with them, and I was telling earlier, the Cinema Camera 6K, in a test that I had done side-by-side compared to my Komodo X, I was able to get better skies out of shooting the same way, better skies out of the Blackmagic, which was wild. It really threw me. Thanks, Chris. Yep. Jeff is well deserved. Jeff, I think you got more subs than I do now, don't you? Because you do a little thing I don't do, which is put out content. Well, you also do the vlog content stuff, which is really cool. You do a lot of running around and talking, which is kind of what I need to get back into the scope of things to do as well. Tim starts at 8 Eastern, probably 5 or so fights lined up. All right, I'm out. Yep, fair enough. Chris says, is there a small lens you recommend for Komodo on a gimbal? I'm usually using 35 millimeter on a gimbal, so maybe something in that realm. I really like the GDUs, but those are only 16 and the 50 because they're so freaking compact and small. Super small, on there. Oof, small, 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 small. Look at, for RF, look at these right here. Because these are very, very affordable. And I believe you might be able to get a deal on them. Oh, wait, you said, wait, did you say autofocus? You didn't say autofocus, did you? Wait, what'd you say? You said for Komodo. Okay. Here's a 35. This is a cinema. This is the Meikei. These are the RF small micro primes that they have. These are incredible lenses, but they are only RF, and that's the drawback of them. They don't make them in PL or anything like that, but very, very small. But there's a lot of story in the design of these and the history of them, which is why they're cool. Okay, let me run through these real quick here. It's 2 a.m. here, so don't blame me. I don't blame you, Roman. Good to see you. Chris says, is there a reason to pick a Z8 or FX3 to pair with red Komodos? I actually find, okay, the FX3 I had no problem matching at all. The Z8 now, they actually have a Nikon technical LUT that you can apply to the Z8. And I mean, by golly, it matches medium soft roll or medium contrast soft roll off on the Komodo X and Komodo. Go look, Chris, at my Nikon Z8 LUT video, and you'll see what I'm talking about. You can make a Nikon look very much like a red. But I never had any problem with the FX3 matching it and getting it to fit in nicely. And you said, why would you pick one over the other? I would pick, if I was going to do anything else with it, Chris, you said gimbal, which if you're specializing for that, then makes perfect sense, FX3. If I was going to do anything else, then I would seriously look at the Z8 because you get 8K, you get 8K RAW, you get every version of codec you want. You can shoot at the Super 35. You also get a great stills camera, et cetera, et cetera. King says, what's your favorite drone? The Mavic Pro, Mavic 3 Pro. Jeff says, thanks, Scott. I've kind of broadened my channel a little bit. Ooh, I got to blow through these fast. Still talk lots of cameras and just road consumer stuff. Oh, it's totally cool. Oh, Fairless Index, going to throw me a long one here. Cameras, analog, digital converters, essential level do the job of this different bit depths depending on the processors and cooling because of the size. I assume the FX3 is at 10-bit, not 12-bit. Probably FX3 is the same. Does it make sense to record a raw image the depth of only 10-bit? Continued. Y'all are literally trying to make me miss my fight, aren't you? Yeah. Maybe the addition of B-RAW to these cameras would help too much. So you're going to get, so that sensor is a 14-bit sensor, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're going to come out RAW, I think it's 12-bit, which is still phenomenal. And B-RAW is okay for that. You're going to get the RAW feature set out of that. 12-bit sensor. Yeah. It gives you that flexibility. So the raw flexibility that you're going to gain is the ability to change your a little bit of ISO. You're going to be able to change your color temperature, that kind of stuff, which is all great stuff. Have a great weekend, Zacharias. Folks like the stream. Yes, thank you so much, Zacharias. Zacharias, Ruben, guys, leave the band. Go watch the fight. Okay, I gotta go. Everyone, please have a stupendous and wonderful, fantastic weekend. Let's hope if the rocket shoots off on Monday, I'm going to be there. If it shoots off on Tuesday, which it might, I'm going to be there. So Starship, I'm going to get some really cool video on about 8 different cameras. So everyone have a wonderful, fantastic weekend. Eat something delicious. Talk to some family, have some friends, give hugs to everybody. And, become a channel member, or please use the links. If you're going to buy anything for the holidays, use my links below, please. I love you. Yeah, as always, as I like to leave it, don't let your passions center around your life. Let your life center around your passions. This fight won't happen for 3 hours, really. Enjoy. Thank you. There's 3 fights on the card before the event. Let's Scott hang in the crowd. Ooh, interesting. I watch all those. But Scott, I don't think the FX3 is 4.2. I think it is, though. But I don't know. So, again, it is a 48 megapixel sensor, but they are binning it. So I don't know what they're doing to it when they're binning it, but I'm pretty sure that sensor, the base sensor, is a 14-bit sensor. Now, 14-bit does not mean that correct me if I'm wrong. Is the A7S III photos 14-bit when you shoot RAW? I think they are. Someone correct me. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure it's a 14-bit sensor, but I have been wrong before. James says, see. I'm supposed to be out of here. Y'all are killing me here. No, seriously, everybody have a great weekend. I'm going to figure out how to end this broadcast. 3 hours, nice. Okay, y'all have a great weekend. Bye.